The room was quiet. No stage, no spotlight. Just Elon, aged, calm, and willing to speak the truth. "You've done everything. Rockets, robots, revolutions. What's left?" the interviewer asked. Elon looked up. "Something I avoided for decades, but now I can't ignore it." "What is it?" the interviewer pressed. "Jesus," Elon said. The camera crew froze. No one expected that answer. "You mean the historical figure?" the interviewer clarified. "No," Elon replied. "The one who found me when I was lost and didn't know it." "What did he do?" the interviewer whispered. Elon smiled gently. "He waited. Then he woke me up." Before we continue, we'd love to hear from you. Where are you watching from? Drop your location in the comments below and be sure to like, share, and subscribe for more inspiring stories. "For most of my life, I avoided the word God," Elon admitted. "Science was my shield, logic my sword. But even logic couldn't explain the silence I felt inside. The more I built outside, the emptier I felt inside. Money didn't help. Fame only distracted. And when I hit my quietest moment, I finally heard him. Not with ears, but with something deeper. He didn't shout. He whispered. He said, "I've been here, even when you weren't." Elon paused, voice breaking. That was the beginning. The interviewer leaned in. "What made you finally believe?" Elon chuckled softly. "Pain. When Grimes left. When my health declined. When the noise faded, he stayed." I asked, "Are you real?" I didn't expect an answer, but he gave one anyway. He gave me peace. Unexplained, undeniable peace. The kind that doesn't argue. It anchors. And in that peace, I found presence. Not mine. His. And when I realized he never left, I finally came home. My son X once said, "You don't have to understand God to be held by him." At the time, I thought it was poetic nonsense. Now, it's everything. Children often know truth before adults accept it. X prayed for me when I didn't believe in prayer. He asked Jesus to show himself to me, and eventually, he did. Through a dream, through a whisper, through my own son's compassion. Jesus didn't break in. He waited for the door to unlock. And when it did, he didn't scold. He smiled. Elon explained further. It wasn't one moment. It was 1,000 tiny ones. An old Bible at a hotel room. A child's prayer. A stranger's kindness. It all added up to something I couldn't ignore. At first, I thought I was losing my mind. But I was just losing my pride. That was the cost of meeting Jesus. Letting go of ego. He didn't want my genius. He wanted my surrender. And when I gave it, he gave me rest. Not the kind from sleep. The kind from peace. The kind that makes rockets seem small. One night, I had a dream. I was walking on Mars, but I was alone. Everything was silent. Red. Empty. Suddenly, a voice said, "You brought machines, but forgot your soul." I turned, and there was a figure. Gentle. Bright. He didn't say his name. He didn't need to. He reached out and touched my chest. In that moment, I felt everything. Regret. Joy. Forgiveness. All at once. I woke up crying. And for the first time in years, I prayed. It wasn't a prayer for success. It was a prayer of thanks. Because I knew I'd just met him. Elon began speaking to Jesus daily. Quietly. Privately. I didn't know how to pray, so I just talked. I'd say, "Thank you for today. Help me not waste it." Some days, I said nothing. But he still showed up. The peace didn't leave. It stayed like a loyal friend. Sometimes I asked hard questions. Why suffering? Why silence? He didn't always answer in words, but every answer came through love. Love that didn't need proof, just permission. And the more I allowed him in, the more alive I felt. Jesus didn't come to make me religious, Elon said. He came to make me real. For years, I wore armor, intellect, ambition, control. He didn't shatter it. He just waited until I removed it myself. What I feared was losing myself. But I found a version of me I never imagined. One that doesn't need to prove anything. One that can rest in grace. That's what Jesus gave me. Not a doctrine, but a deeper definition of myself. And I can never go back. The interviewer noted, "You started talking about faith more." "Yes," Elon replied. "I couldn't keep him private anymore." Was it hard? Yes. Faith is vulnerable. But so is every beautiful thing. People mocked. Some walked away. But he stayed. He stayed when fans didn't. When investors hesitated. When press twisted. And that taught me everything I needed to know. Faith isn't fragile. It's fierce. It won't always make headlines. But it always makes healing. And that's more powerful than any launch. The interviewer sat stunned. "Why share this now?" Elon looked directly into the camera. "Because people think they need to earn love. They don't. Jesus gave it before I ever asked. I spent a life building. He spent a life waiting. Now I know the only thing worth building is connection. To each other. And to Him. If I die tomorrow, let this be my legacy. Not the rockets, but the return. The return to the one who never left." Elon closed his eyes. And that's what Jesus did to me. X watched the interview in silence, then said, "I always knew he'd reach you." Elon hugged his son. "You believed before I could." "Because I saw you before you saw him," X replied. Other family members sent messages, some in shock, others in tears. "We never thought we'd hear this from you," one wrote. Elon simply replied, "It was time." Not for a conversion, for a confession of truth. The kind that doesn't argue, it just stands. And suddenly, his family didn't see a genius. They saw a witness. One who finally stepped into the light. The internet split. Some applauded, others accused. "Fake PR stunt," a critic tweeted. "Finally," another posted. "Truth from a titan." Elon didn't defend or attack. He just said, "It's not for everyone," until it is. Commentators dissected his words. Analysts tried to frame it. But faith can't be graphed. It grows. Churches discussed it. Podcasts broke it down. But those who felt it, they didn't need analysis. They needed hope. And that's what Elon's story gave them. Permission to hope again. Even from a man of machines. That night, Elon prayed aloud for the first time in front of others. "Thank you for not giving up on me," he whispered. "Thank you for waiting while I built my own Babel." He wept, not out of guilt, but out of gratitude. The room stayed still, heaven drawing near. "Use whatever's left of me," Elon said, "not for greatness, but for goodness." No lights flickered, no angels sang, just peace, thick, soft, and holy. The kind that feels like home. Elon pulled a dusty Bible from a shelf he hadn't touched in years. He opened it randomly. A verse popped. "Come to me, all who are weary." "That's me," Elon whispered. He started reading daily, not for theology, but for conversation. The words didn't judge. They invited. Some made no sense. Others sank deep. "Love your enemies," he read. "I'm still working on that. Forgive. Let go. Trust." Each phrase became a daily task, harder than any rocket equation. But for once, the mission wasn't the moon. It was mercy. Elon launched his last project. Not a car, not a satellite, a shelter. For people without homes, without peace. He called it Anchor House. Each building had one inscription: "You are not forgotten." When asked why, he said, "Because I know what forgotten feels like." The project was funded quietly. No launch parties. Residents called it the Mansion of Mercy. Elon visited often, not as a billionaire, but as a brother. "You found faith and built homes?" a man asked. Elon smiled. "No, Jesus did. I just finally listened." An inmate wrote Elon, "I watched your interview through bars. It opened mine inside." Elon wrote back, "He found me. He'll find you." More letters came, from soldiers, addicts, widows, skeptics. Elon replied to as many as he could. "Your story gave me a second wind," one said. A former atheist wrote, "Your logic led me here, but love kept me." Elon wasn't preaching. He was proving, through kindness, through time, through attention. Because faith is more than words. It's witness. And now, Elon was one. Biographers updated their manuscripts. "A final chapter we never expected," one said. Headlines read, "From Mars to Messiah." Schools added his speech to ethics classes. But Elon didn't want curriculum. He wanted character. "If I'm remembered," he said, "let it be for surrender. Not to technology, to truth. Not to applause, to grace." He did more than innovate, one journalist wrote. He repented, and in doing so, reminded the world that brilliance without belief is incomplete. But belief makes you whole. Elon visited a children's hospital, not for PR, for peace. A boy asked, "Is heaven real?" Elon knelt down. "It's more real than any rocket I've built." "Have you seen it?" "Not with eyes, but with hope." The boy smiled. "Then I believe too." Doctors watched. Nurses cried. Not because Elon came, but because he stayed. "We used to call him a genius," a nurse said. "Now, he's a giver." Elon stood watching the sunset, alone, reflective. "I spent my life chasing stars," he said. "Turns out, the brightest one died for me." He closed his eyes. "Thank you, Jesus." A breeze passed, not cold, not wind, just presence. X walked up beside him. "You okay?" "Better than ever," Elon smiled. "You're glowing," X said. "That's what grace does," Elon replied. And together they watched the sky, not searching, but satisfied. In his last public message, Elon wrote, "To the builders, the doubters, the dreamers, I chased the stars, but he chased me. And when I stopped running, I found home. It wasn't Mars, it wasn't a machine, it was mercy. I never earned him. He gave himself anyway. If I have one message left, it's this: you're not too far gone. He sees you. He knows you. He loves you. All you have to do is open the door." Elon paused, signed it. A forgiven man. And just like that, the man who reached the heavens finally found heaven. What did you think of Elon's journey from chasing stars to finding faith? How did his story resonate with you? And where are you watching this from? Drop your thoughts and location in the comments below. If this story touched your heart, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more inspiring stories that remind us of the power of hope and grace.